Hello there. Welcome back to Business Studies, grade 11. In this video, we're going to look at a question on our business environment. Of course, this is our section B, and this is a question paper of March. So this is a March exam. So we are going to start on the first question that we have there, which is 2.1, which is name core challenges of the market environment. So this is the question that we have the question that we have has got 5 marks, but it requires 4 challenges. But when you are talking about a market environment, it consists of elements that may affect its ability, the business ability to connect with its customers. So basically, that's an explanation on market environment that we are looking at elements uh, that affect a business ability to connect with its customers. So basically, that's what we are just trying to see. For example, we are talking about competition with other firms, rival firms. It's going also to be able to affect how it is going to be connected with its customers. So we can try to see according to our response. Remember, the question requires 4 challenges. So if you come to other section, you'll see that the first one that we have is competition, and we also have shortages of supply, and we have got changes in consumer behavior and demographic and psychographics as factors also in the social cultural factors. So basically, these are the factors that we have, or the challenges that we have in terms of market environment. So basically, that's what we want the first part. Go to the second part, 2.2 and 3, read the scenario below, and other the questions that follow. You're given a scenario of Andre catering. Andre catering services specialize in catering food and cold beverages to various government departments. CS has not been getting tenders from the government recently. The management of ASC has decided to do research on the reason for not getting tenders anymore. They analyze the information and identify all the stakeholders involved so that they can get the viewpoints of each stakeholder. ACS has also decided to offer entrepreneurship programs in order to minimize the number of unemployment rates in the community. So basically, this is the information given. 2.2.1 reads identify 3 ways in which ACS is adapted to challenges of the macro environment. Motivate your answer by quoting from the scenario above. So we are given a table that we are given on how you're going to present it in the answer book. You use the table below to present your answer, whereby you've got a column which reads ways ACS is adapted to challenges of the macro environment, and then you quote from the scenario. In other words, in the second column, you're just motivating where it is reflected in the scenario given. So basically, the question requires us to identify um, 3 ways in which ACS is adapted to challenges of the macro environment. So we have a macro environment, but we know that the macro environment consists of the external forces. The external forces consist of the macro environment. So basically, those are the ones that we are going to identify, and then you try to see where they are highlighted in the question. So if you go to, let's try to see according to the information given. If you come to this sentence, it reads, the management of ASC has decided to do research on the reason for not getting tenders anymore. So there is a research that is being done, which means this is acquisition of information. So you see that the way that has been adopted to challenges there is information management. Remember the explanation of information management, which says is the acquisition of information from one or more sources. So basically, if you look at this sentence, it is explaining the issue of acquiring information through research. So basically, the first part we've got information management. So and then we motivate it in the second column by stating this sentence that we have here. So if you go to the other section, you'll see that we've got information management, and then it is the management of AC is decided to do research on the reason for not getting tenders anymore. So this becomes the quote from the scenario that we've identified. Then we go back again to try to see all the next parts. If you go to the second sentence from that one is saying they analyze the information and identify all the stakeholders involved so that they can get the viewpoints of each stakeholders. So basically, this statement, you see that this is a strategic response. This is a strategic response as it is, and they analyze the information and identify all the stakeholders involved so that they can get the viewpoints of each stakeholder. So they've come up with the plan of action from analyzing the information. So that becomes a strategy. So it's a strategic response. So strategic response is the way that they is adopted. And then from quoting from the scenario, you are just going to state the sentence that we have here. So we go to other section, you'll see that we have got strategic response, and it means they analyze the information and identify all the stakeholders involved so that they can get the viewpoints of each stakeholder. So this is the response that we have. Then we go to the last part. and try to see in terms of the sentence that you are given. This sentence reads, ACS is also decided to offer entrepreneurs to programs in order to minimize the number of unemployment rates in the community. So you will see that this is social responsibility. Remember, the explanation of social responsibility, which says social responsibility consists of ways that the business operates in a way to benefit the society. How do they how are their operations benefiting society? Is social responsibility. So if you look at this statement, which says ACS is also decided to offer entrepreneurship programs in order to minimize the number of unemployment rate in the community. So they are trying to reduce the unemployment rate in the community, which is what is benefiting the community. So this is social responsibility. So that's why we can go now to another section and try to see in terms of that response, which is social responsibility. ACS has also decided to offer entrepreneurship programs in order to minimize the number of unemployment rates in the community. So basically, this becomes the last part of 2.2.1. Then we go to the next part of the question, which is our 2.2.2, which reads discuss two types of lobbying that ACSS can use to influence decisions made by the government. So obviously, two types of lobbying. But we know that lobbying, trying to give the description of lobbying, it comes in the form of advocacy, which lawfully attempts to directly influence legislators. So basically, we are saying these are lawful attempts to directly influence legislators. So basically, the question is asking for two types of lobby. So we're just going to come up with two types, and then we discuss those two types. So basically, we're going to put them in point form in terms of explaining those types of lobbying. So we go to the other section and try to see what we have. So the first one is hedging against inflation. Obviously, when we experience inflation, it's going to erode the value of the currency. So by hedging against inflation, we are trying to make sure that we protect the value of the assets that we have, the asset in the form of the cash. So the first point is saying the business can use hedging by buying bonds, shares, property, or buying precious metals like gold to protect capital from effects of inflation. So basically, we are saying by buying those bonds and shares, what we are doing is we are making sure that we don't hold cash. And remember the risk of holding cash when there's inflation and that cash is going to lose value. So by buying bonds, we are protecting the value of that cash. And obviously, we are going to maybe dispose those bonds and shares when the currency has gained value. So basically, that's what we have on the first point. And then second point is saying any other relevant answer related to lobbying. So you can just include any answer that you deem correct. Then go to second type of lobbying, bargaining sessions between management and unions. And we know that bargaining is negotiating. So by so doing, also we can be able to hedge against. So we go to first point saying these sessions enable each individual worker who is powerless on their own to negotiate with employers as a group and ensure that workers' rights are protected, influencing the supervisory body or regulator. So basically, that's what we have on first point. Second point also is emphasizing that another explanation that is correct is also can also be marked correct. So this is what we have. Then obviously our question requires two, but we also have the third one, which is saying influencing supervisory body or regulator. And the first point is saying the business should take an active role in the professional bodies. So it is also effective in a way. Next point, we are saying through their membership, advocacy, and submissions, they may be able to influence changes to existing regulations. Remember, we said on the explanation of lobbying that these are lawful attempts to directly influence legislators. So in this way, we are seeing that by joining a professional, by influencing our supervisory body, you are going to see that as a member, it's going to influence changes to existing regulations. In other words, you are going to have the ground or the authority to influence. So basically, that's what we have on the last part. So obviously, the last point is emphasizing on the issue of any other correct explanation, which can be marked also correct. So basically, that's what we have according to this question, which is question 2 on a March exam paper. So let's stay tuned for more videos to come. Let's not subscribe. Let's not forget to subscribe and share to our channel. Let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 11 business studies. More typical examination questions will be uploaded on this channel. So let's stay notified. Let's do not turn on the notification button. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm signing out.